Testing. Test. Test. Hello. Why does it seem weak? Weak sauce, weak sauce, weak sauce. Hello, hello, hello. Testing. Testing. All right. Testing. Hello. This sounded the best. Hello. Testing. Testing charts. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing. All right, I think this is it right here. God damn it! What is up with this freaking mic check? 1, 2, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check. All right, cool. We're gonna get started here in a second. I think my mic is good now. All righty. Give me about 1 or 2 minutes and we're gonna get going. All right, hey, what's going on? Happy Monday. It's the start of the new week. We got the end of the month closing this week too, so we can look at some monthly charts. That'll be tomorrow. Won't be closed officially till Wednesday, so we can go over them fully on Wednesday, but we can do just a little bit of testy to make tests in and see what's going down with those. Let's zoom out here. Anyway, welcome. Hope you're having an awesome Monday. And Z-Rex, it's no noise live. It is what, the 27th, a little shy of 10 a.m. Central Standard Time here in Texas. Let's just jump right into price action and see what's up. Waste no time. All right, Mama Bear, what are you doing, Mama Bear? Bouncing off the 21, not too bad. Really need to regain. Sorry. I will say the cool thing is it did come back down over here to 23. This daily is kind of like it's a little wee baby hammer right here. I will say this is nice that it closed above 23,000. That's actually pretty cool, and we're getting follow through back up to the upside. I'm going to stick with the guns here. No new information really to say otherwise, but this looks like it's building as a liquidation break before potential continuation. And we get back about 24K, man, I think this thing will break out to the upside. Conversely, that 23,000, man, is just that number. You can see on Saturday night it dumped, which is pretty common. Little sell pressure on Saturday nights before futures open and rally on Sunday afternoon, late afternoon, or aka evening as well. Anyway, sub 24 and above 23 is very neutral, but we are kind of building this out fairly well here. Let's see what Ethereum did. Same thing. We did close above 1580, so this is a pretty sexy test of these two major support levels, and we start getting some continuation back above, let's say 1680 on ETH. It's kind of the same as Friday's video, and about 24K on Bitcoin. It's gonna look pretty good. Pretty good. Nothing really on futures, bouncing right off the 21. Just kind of chilling here. The one thing I would like to see eventually is this daily 200 get an upward slope on it, like right now. And that's only on futures. It's very different on spot. So spot price actually is super flat. So it'll just need a little bit more momentum, and we'll actually have upward sloping moving averages on all the important time frames. So that's pretty nice. Let's see here. GBDC is pretty trapped here. This one is real confused. This is probably like the worst or more concerning of the charts. I don't put all my weight on GBDC. I definitely like to watch it, especially when we're at extreme price levels. But right now, we're just kind of like right in the middle of a bunch of range price actions. So, it looks pretty good as long as it's above about 1120-ish on there. BitO is pretty useless. I mean, unless you trade options, it's pretty useless. It does have this huge gap right here. I do have some option call spreads that I'm playing on this gap to fill. At some point, they go out a long time. I think they're leaps, which is short for long expiration something. It's pretty much long-term options, like a year over or a year plus. So I got those on, chilling, just waiting. Again, Ethereum above that 1580. Nice. I love this response over the weekend here. Bulls defending those critical areas, both 1580 on Ethereum and also the 23,000 level on Bitcoin. So they did the first thing. Now they get follow through here and get back above 24K and also 1680. Ultimately, this does need to break this trend line, but nice response so far. Nice little bounces kind of across the board. I'm sure it's going to be all pretty much the same. This is a fresh look for me on the charts. Well, for this week anyway. Yeah, kind of bouncing off this low again. And this is technically a higher high, guys. Hey, y'all, this is pretty nice. We need to just get kind of back above this 22 area on ETC. And really watching Mama Bear is going to be able to kind of guide us on that. XRP, not so much. Just kind of chilling here. Let's see. Oh, let's see what the weekly close on bits. Oh, let's see what that close is. 23.5. All right. I'd say for one so we don't ever want to lean one side too hard, and we want to have both this opportunity, or not opportunities, but scenarios up, because we don't know what price is going to do. So you have to be ready for either bearish or bullish price action. And the one thing kind of in the the bears court is, obviously being under 24K, but we're also under the 200 weekly moving average, the mama average right here too, this purple line. We're under that. And we're also under the 55. So, the bears got a little bit of stuff on their side. And then obviously in Ethereum, it's just below all that as well, plus the trend line. It is not below its 200 MA though. So that's a little bit different. And to be fair, this is the only thing I'm a little concerned on this specific chart. Yeah, it's above the 21 EMA. That looks really fantastic. All that jazz, where bulls are attempting to do breakouts. But the Bitcoin has never camped this long below its 200-day moving average in its whole history. Usually it just bounces like a madman from there. I mean, going all the way back. And you can even kind of like extrapolate this. It looks like it would pretty much line, maybe until over here, it would kind of line up with even this low there. So, that is one semi-concerning thing, is that how long we've been camping below the 200. Again, like the last really few weeks now videos, because it's been pretty much just camping up here in the lower 23Ks, is once we can break that 25K, man, and then we start camping above there, I do think that's going to really flip the momentum to the bullish side. So we're just kind of hurry up and wait game. We gotta. Yeah, is that a higher high? I don't know. That's pretty tough. This one's pretty sloppy. Let's go to the weekly. Man, not even getting above the 21. There's no new data on XLM, so I mean, really just using that 8.5 level. TRX, nice bounce off the 21, kind of like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Not too bad. Looks very decent above 6.66. The 666, the devil's number, looks decent above that. Dot's okay, just really smashed up in the middle of all this range. Everything's kind of having the same type of pattern. I think the theme of this video is just going to be, will bulls be able to follow through after testing these local lows that we made in earlier mid-February? Kind of we'll call them the Valentine's Day test here. So we can kind of support, if bulls can kind of support those and get follow through here, that's the important part. We do need some follow through, and I would look for that hopefully this week, because we start just lollygagging and going sideways and the bulls can't even get momentum from here. That would be very weak sauce on the bulls. Let's see. Weekly, this actually does look pretty decent above about $7. Not too shabby. Oh, speaking of higher time frames, let's peep at the month real quick. This is a tight candle. So that is right on top of the mama, in between the 21 and 55. I mean, you can't get more indecisive than that. So nothing really there. How about bitty bits? Man, Bitcoin's actually below its 55 still. Interesting. And I'm assuming it'll be similar to the 200 weekly. Yeah. Yeah, we've never had so many open and closes below the 55 on a monthly basis either. So, damn, that's interesting. Well, this closes tomorrow. We'll see if it just closes like this as a doji up under major resistance on a monthly. That won't be my favorite close. I would like to see bulls push this up before the end of the day tomorrow. That would look way most sexy. All right, let's go back over here and catch up. Where we at? EOS. 2-day. Wait, we don't want the 2-day. We want the daily. There we go. Hey, this looks like a retest of this consolidation zone. That's not too shabby. So above about $1.08 or so. Looks kind of nice. Can't hate that. Again, though, same kind of thing. We just need some follow through now from the bulls. They did defend the area of consolidation, looking left on the chart. So they did do that. But now let's see if they can actually push through and follow through. They start petering out and rolling over right here. I do think we're going to get some pretty decent sell pressure from that, because they should be able to take it from this structure right here. Kind of same thing, too, that I just mentioned. It's going to be about the same on most charts. All this stuff trades practically in lockstep with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So coming down here at the lows, 42, at least it didn't break down, and it technically made a higher body close than this February, the Valentine's Day local low. So, but kind of in the very middle of all this range. Poor old Bitcoin Satoshis. Just very, poor old Craig, huh? I know everyone has lots of sympathy for that guy. Let's see, XMR, yeah, weekly parked right on the 200. Daily struggling at the 200. You do have kind of a hammerish here, but it actually did make a low. And following up on the video from last week, we were talking about this H pattern potentially. And this is interesting because we actually are below it now. So this is actually kind of bearish below this 152-ish area. And the target on this is, let's see, if this has continuation, it's going to test these lows, which kind of fits into the narrative. If bears want to pull it from here, I do think they'll be able to test at least in the middle of these longer term consolidation ranges looking left that we've had pretty much for the last 6 months on almost every single coin. So that's something to be a little bit wary of. I still stand cautiously bullish. Then we got this guy here, nice, defending on the trend line so far. It is making a higher high. I'm sorry, a higher low with the higher high. So this actually looks okay above about $43. Can't really hate that. Same shit, different story though. Need the follow through. Let's see, Dash. Man, Dash actually not even close to its trend line, staying above the 21, continuing to show relative strength on Dash. See how the weekly goes. Man, nice chart for Dash, man. This still looks really good above like 66 bucks. You can't really hate this chart, man. So it's even like flagging out again on this on the last, since February, since Valentine's Day, that kind of same local low that we're looking for, but this isn't even like a local low. It's just getting continuation. So that's pretty interesting. Nice job, Dash. All right, let's see. Dogecoin. Let's see. Doge. Doge is not really doing shit. It's just chilling here. Really, really tight. Middle of the range, man. Right off the 200. But man, this is super tight. It really needs to hold that upper 7 area. Geez, yeah. Nothing new on Doge. Hex coin. Man, rallying. It does look like it's struggling a little bit, to be fair, up here now. We're just kind of ping-ponging. We're not really rallying hard anymore. So the last week of price action on Hex coin is getting a little stall, which makes sense now looking at the weekly 55 mama. We're getting like double dojis building right now. So I'd say there's mega resistance here at about 7 cents, which is also a local high over here too. Above 7 cents, shit, that opens the door to like 12 cents. But I wouldn't be surprised for a little bit of break, maybe pull back into the 4s. H&T super tight, nothing here. Bulls really need to start stepping their game up here on overall in the market. Or bears will probably come in and do a little bit of slappeth. The priceth, that's clawing it down. That's why they call it bears for down, if y'all didn't know, because the bears swipe down and bulls hit up with their horns. Just a random piece of information there. V-chain actually kind of looking like Dash a little bit. Staying above the 21. This actually looks pretty damn good, above 2.7 cents. Not too shabby, man. This does not look super great between all the moving averages in the middle of nowhere land. Just kind of, yeah, this one doesn't look super good. I don't want to say it's like very neutral up here. It would switch if it goes below 12 or above like 13.50-ish, but very neutral. Probably just waiting for Mama Bear to do something. Same with Osmos. Boring. Ton's actually doing something pretty good here. Nice reaction. This nice little slow kind of creep up. Really needs to make a new higher high, which would be on the very intermediate structure. Would only be about 246. But ultimately, I'd like to see a body above this 254 level. We got one of those, man. I do think this thing would probably run pretty hard. Look at the weekly. Yeah, I mean, this has got some real good support around like 220s. So in the 220s, this thing is pretty beast mode, man. As long as it's kind of climbing up this trend line here and Mama Bear doesn't break below 23K, then this probably is just going to stay up and get ready to pamp it. Pretty nice chart. It's been one of the most strong charts pretty much in crypto land for the last 8 months or so, showing lots of relative strength. So on that note, when the Bitcoin turns around, stuff that's strong in bear markets and showing relative strength against Bitcoin will usually rally super hard when Bitcoin actually breaks out. All right, let's go to normie markets, everyone's favorite. Oh, what do we got here? Kind of the same thing, just bouncing off major support levels. We also need to keep an eye on this in NASDAQ because As much as no one likes to hear it, the crypto market is extremely correlated, highly correlated to traditional normie markets. I know that triggers some people, but it is what it is. We are getting a little attempt by the bulls to rally and flip bullish here, so that's nice. And this isn't like the worst structure either. This is like up, down, liquidation, nice sine wave, sorry, nice sine waves, up and down, and here we go doing the same thing. So as long as we're above, this little swing low at about 39.40 looks pretty good, and we are regaining the 4,000 level. The next level of contention is going to be that 40.80 spot. We get back above there, I would look for this to rally pretty hard. You're getting a nice bounce off of NASDAQ, off the 12K area. Not too shabby. In between all the MAs, though, so it needs even on the weekly, too. Damn. But, holding that 12K, we've mentioned that for a bunch of times in the videos. It hasn't been that much change in there. And so we've got 12,000, and we bounced off of it pretty nicely so far. Let's see if bulls can hold that and get some continuation. Back above 12.3 would start to look pretty damn sexy for the bulls. Dow's the worst looking one. We actually did break down from this horizontal. We are testing the bottom one at 32.8, and we are kind of camping on it right now. Anything back below this 32.8 level, I would look for at least 32.3, and that opens up the doors all the way down here to 31.6. So it's the weakest of the bunch. It's actually, is this a lower low? It is a body low. So we're actually making lower highs and lower lows on the daily now. Let's see what the monthly looks like. And we'll do a full monthly breakdown on Wednesday because those will be officially closed. Yeah, I mean, bulls best be holding 32.7 or it's going to get real fugly. 1900 is the line in the sand for the rut. We've been eyeballing the shit out of this. We do kind of have like a bear flag here with price consolidating on the lows of this gnarly candle right here, which would point to about this cross, which is kind of funny, about 1830s. But right now, just hovering on 19 with no follow through with the bears yet is pretty damn good. You cannot hate that. Let's zoom out to the monthly. Trying to regain the 21, so that's actually pretty good too. Let's zoom in real quick because I do have a position on this right now. I got a little long for a little intraday trade. I just bought the 19, this horizontal again, just since we're back above it. I'm using it as support just for my little trade action. So just kind of monitoring that for a second. Yeah, not too bad. We'll keep that on right now. That one's working itself out for now. All right, anyway. Trap between the moving averages, though, and until it really clears like 1920-ish, it's just kind of range bound. And back below 19, man, that's more momentum for the bulls. I'm sorry, for the bears. And, we do have some pretty decent internals. Let me look at my RSI. Well, not RSI, DMI. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Mobin888? How are you doing today? Happy Monday, sir. Very neutral on DMI, though. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's looking decent. I think one of my buddies texted me. He's like, "Oh, the Fed's talking right now." I'm like, "Oh God, people in their Fed watching the Fed." I'm really indifferent about news and shit. I really just don't care about any of that. I'm a strong believer in TA and price structure, that the chart pretty much shows almost everything that people know about markets. Of course, there's always exceptions, but so anyway, Russell looking okay around 19. Anything back below this like 1890-ish level, I would look for a test of this trend line down here, depending on, because that's slightly sloping up. So depending how long it takes to go down there, but I would definitely be on the lookout for that if that does break. Conversely, though, back above this, what is this, 1920-ish area, I'd look for bulls to get some decent continuation, so not too shabby. Dow Jones, the tranny index, is just kind of still in this red box of confusion. The one thing that can be very dangerous here is a false breakout. If this does turn out to be a false breakout and loses this 14.5 area, man, I would look for at least a test of the middle of this range. at about 14 flat. I'm going to have to reassess, but right now the bounce is pretty good, so I got to give it to the Bulls some credit here. DAX is attempting to break down here, the Bears on this trend line. We're getting a little bit of relief rally today, but you can see this bitch just went sideways for the whole month of February. Let's look at the doji. I'm sure that we've kind of got on the monthly. Yeah, it's not quite doji-esque, but it's super tight candle. Just super sideways, man. Back below the 15.2 level. Watch out. And then obvious structure here is at the tops of these ranges. Don't overthink charts, man. Candle reading is like some of the best way to trade, I think. And I know it's the simplest and most maybe intuitive. And people think like, oh, well, it can't be that easy. Our monkey brain wants to think that we're smarter than everybody else and that things can't be super easy. But sometimes shit is just that easy, man. You're making higher highs, higher lows. That's the definition of a trend. I know a couple guys that literally just trade off candles only. And they do very well. Keep it simple, stupid KISS method. You know, don't put 35 indicators on your chart. I remember when I first started trading, I had about that many on there. And it was just like, what the shit is this? I know my chart does look kind of busy, but it's literally just a few moving averages, RSI and DMI. And then I draw stuff on it, and that's pretty much it. So let's see here. VIX. Oh, look, VIX is back below 22, so maybe it's bull party time. That's the pivot point we've been looking for. As long as they were above 22, the bulls, then you'd have to watch out for DOS bears. But now we are getting back into this green box of despair for the VIX. So sub 22, maybe it's time to rally a little bit. News update at the end of the day. Oil's struggling at the 21, and this is interesting. It does have higher highs, very, very so incrementally, and it does have pretty even, higher lows, and it does have even highs up here. So it's like, it's almost like a hybrid of a head and shoulders and kind of like an ascending triangle-ish. This is a sloppy pattern no matter how you slice it. The one thing that does suck is all the EMAs are still sloped very much to the downside, and you do have this trend line cross right here. This is this trend line here, and this long-term one right here. And you do also have that providing some pretty massive resistance in the upper 76 area. Let's just call it 77, making a nice round number. And so it's struggling a little bit. We start petering out here and make a new low on oil, like below 73.50. Man, I would look for this thing to actually sell off pretty hard. You know, probably to the 200 on the weekly, which is like mid 60s. So not much has really changed on that. It is just shot fest 3,000 every week, pretty much up and down 6 to 10%. Let's see what the monthly kind of looks like. Oh God, the stupid negative crap. I wish I could adjust this damn candle. This shit is annoying. The monthly, well, all right, hold on. Let me clean up some of this. The monthly is actually kind of interesting here. Okay. So the monthly has a little test over here, not quite a higher high, just an even one. But we are just coming back to test this major contention zone right above 70 bucks. So that is actually kind of interesting on the monthly here. But you can see it is sandwiched as F between 72 and about 81 and change, which has been the mega resistance zone that we've been, let's put the horizontal back on, that we talked about a lot over here at about 82 flat. And so, man, it's just super range bound. Until it just breaks one of those areas, it's just going to keep being range bound. I know that sounds dumb, but that it is what it is. It does it till it doesn't. It does it till it doesn't, man. I guess that works. We'll stick with it. Man, look at this follow through. Sometimes the Voodoo TA works very well. We were talking about this candle on Wednesday on the stream, that if it closed above 210 and made a hammer right here, that we would probably get it follow through up to the 21 and at least to this consolidation range. We're actually getting above it today. This was, as we mentioned too on that stream, that this was the best looking candle out of, whatever this is, 80 days of straight selling pretty much every single day with a few little sideways action days. But I mean, this is a brutal chart. Literally almost every single day selling off. But this, again, candle, there's no indicator that's going to react this fast. Like nothing. Because they're all laggards. But direct pure price action and knowing Japanese candlesticks, there's plenty of books on that. You can look up the pattern side or I mean, there's so many different books on candlesticks. Just pick one. They're all, I mean, this is ancient, old knowledge. They've been doing it for a long time. So they're pretty much all going to be the same. But yeah, on a hammer candle, on a, excuse me, on a hammer candle, on these, this breakdown, this is a shut off signal for the bears. They're like, nah, bulls are like, y'all are done for now. Now, all the bears would have had to been able to do is take it back below 210. And then it would just probably get continuation. But when you got hammer candle on some decent volume, more than the last couple of days, and then you get follow through like this on big volume, and then you get more follow through back up into this range. Now bulls are kind of attempting to flip this, and I will say they do have the momentum above about 240. There is this gap here for sure, so that could get filled, and gaps generally do get filled. But right now, as long as bulls defend about 240, this is building really good structure for nat gas. So I hope some people took advantage of that trade there, because hammer candles, best candle in 80 days, or really plus, really kind of going back to over here. How many days is that? Let's look. Oh, it is 85 days, whatever. But yeah, so familiarize yourself with candlesticks, man. They are the best, most simple way to trade. And like I said, they'll give you, I think, kind of the best, quickest odds of kind of horizontals and support levels and structure, and just learning how to read those. Yeah, it's nice to look at a EMA or whatever like that, but everybody's watching those, and since they're such laggards, it's easy for the price to just pierce through all of them at once. That happens like all the time. Here's an example right here. Here's one here. Here's one here. Here's another one to the upside. So that's a pretty normal thing. But yeah, candlesticks, man. All right. Anyway, enough about that. Bonds kind of petering here below this trend line. Doesn't look great. It has made a lower low on the immediate structure. Pretty heavy resistance in the 125 handle. 10-year is just selling off like a madman. Does not look super great. Let me see. This is probably a 786 retracement now. Man, look at that. Right on the money. You pull enough fibs, you can pretty much tell just looking at the price. So we're right at the 786 here. A lot of times bulls will, or bears if we flip it, right? But this is for the bulls right now. A lot of times they will bounce from this area. But as long as it's below the 618, which is at about 112, and you might be saying 112, what? Yeah, these don't go. These are still traded in fractions, so it only goes to 32. It doesn't do a full, because I know it says 111.27. Like 112, well, that's still 70 points away. No, once it hits 32, it flips to 1. You can see if you look on the right of the chart, because they are still traded in fractions. Old school, baby. All right, let's see. Let's delete this crap. All right, so below about 112, it's still pretty heavy. But this is usually an area where bulls like to bounce from. All right, hold on. Let me look at something real quick. I probably need to take off my little trade for today, especially with stupid Fed talking. When the Fed talks, man, you get this freaking Chop Fest 3000 price. Yeah, look, we're like, you could almost tell it's going to be a Fed talk day just because it's like Choppity McChopson. Here's more Chop Fest. Here's one back here. Chop, 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 chop. That's pretty much what it does. I mean, hell, that actually might be a strategy. Just wait for Feds to talk and buy the lows and sell the highs of the range back and forth a bunch of times. But yeah, I just been noticing that this year. All right. Anyway, where were we at? TMF. We already kind of did. TNX still floating above here. You know, this is a very important chart to watch, in my opinion. As long as this is holding mid $3.80s, I'm sorry, $3.80. I swear I can talk. $3.80. This is actually not great for stocks because it's kind of would be leaning to the hawkishness of keeping rates high or raising them more than the 5-ish% area that they've been targeting. So we start seeing this get back above 4, man. Ooh, watch out. Dixie ran right up to this resistance, getting a little sell pressure. Not surprising. Still looks pretty good above 104.20. Euro is going to be the opposite of that. Pretty much the same thing. Gold, Dump Fest 3000. Lost this horizontal. It's been selling off ever since. Will it find support right here in the low 1800s? Possibly. Let's look at the monthly. Ooh. Ooh. All right, guys. This is not a good chart. A monthly. Sorry. The chart's okay, but this monthly is not good. Damn, that sucks. Okay, so bulls on gold really need to rally this above 1830. If this engulfs this candle like this is pretty damn bearish. That's a seller, that's a buyer sell-off kind of pattern. Tweezer top as well. Doesn't mean it's going to get follow through. You can see one right over here that just went sideways for a while, but this is a Momo killer for sure, man. That is not a sexy candle. The silver. Oh God, silver's is even worse. If it doesn't rally back above 2120, it's literally taking out all long-term moving averages except for, and long-term I mean because we're on the monthly, but it's actually taking out the medium-term moving averages, technically speaking, and barely holding support at about $20. That's a pretty brutal sell-off there. Nasty. Below the 200 weekly. Below the 200 daily now. We're actually making a lower low on structure. Man, let's see here. Probably at like 618-ish almost. Yeah, 618 almost. Man, yeah, this thing losing like mid 20s. Pretty nasty, man. Not a great chart, which also kind of leans on the side of the Fed going to be more hawkish, like precious metals don't do very good if you can go get 6-7% or higher in savings accounts or in treasuries or whatever. No one wants to hold a shiny rock that doesn't have any yield on it or nothing. So you just have to get appreciation. So, damn, yeah, pretty brutal, man, on silver. Platinum kind of trying to defend here. Really needs to get back above 950 for me to even get kind of excited. I do still have a position on platinum from right around here, and it's a pretty small position, and I'm holding it until we break, or until maybe if we break below 900, I'm closing that out. I'm just kind of hanging on to that. Platinum or palladium, dude, palladium just couldn't even get into this box here. Rising channel breakdown and just rolling over. Very bearish below 1570. And we also have GDX just getting massively demolished from this horizontal resistance. Same with GDX. Pretty gross patterns there. All right, let's see here. Just fan through a couple things. If anyone wants me to look at a ticker or something, throw it in the troll box now, or forever hold your ticker coin, whatever. I'll be signing off here shortly. Ooh, top traded. Pretty okay day there. Let's look at bonds. That's okay. What's HYG doing? Rallying up to the underbelly of the rising channel, which generally does break to the downside. So until it clears back above 75, definitely pretty heavy chart there. Let's see, what else did I want to look at? Oh yeah, let's look at blockchain stuff. Let's look at our blockchain index. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not really. It's very neutral. Just kind of trapped in the range. Retesting this. It did make a higher low from the Valentine's Day low. We do have a very small incremental higher high too, and it's also higher from this structure, so not bad. I know it is right below this trend line, but I look at overall structure. I don't put all my weight on just one indicator. That's for sure. What's Coors doing? Coors is just chilling. Coinbase, what's that doing? Jeez. Trying to, man, the struggle is real out here, guys. All right, I think that's probably it, man. I don't really have anything that I want to look at. No. No, I think that's it. So, yeah, I don't see any tickers in the troll box, so I'm just going to do a quick rundown, little wrap up. So Bitcoin, nice defense from the bulls at that 23,000 level. I do love that they made this little mini hammer and closed above 23K. That's cool. But again, 23, 24. We're in a real tight range here until it breaks out at either one of those sides. I'm not really going to take any big directional bets until I see that, because it's like 50-50 from this point right here. NQ. Oh, we just did NQ. We do that usually at the beginning of the show. But NQ real quick is just 12K, man. If it's above 12K, it looks pretty good. Retesting. Like every chart almost looks the same. It's like rallied really hard from the beginning of the year, and we're just retesting kind of the consolidation breakout zones. So 12K. Dan, if you're new here, Pete, if you go through like the beginning of the chart, we just go down this list every show, which I'm actually going to like narrow it down. I'm going to take some of these shit coins out because a lot of them are just meh, whatever. But yeah, 12K, man, on NQ is the line in the sand for me. We start getting comfy below 12. I'd even start to look for pressure in crypto land too if NQ gets below 12,000. Right now, it's fine though. Just kind of liquidation break, testing the upper bounds here. So this is actually good, because when you just have straight up all the time, it can't sustain itself. We need sine wave action and price. So we are getting that. Above 12 looks really good. And then for confirmation for the bulls too, to the upside, I think it's just kind of ranging between 12 and about 12.3. We start clearing 12.3, man. Shit, what's up? All right, anyway, back over to the wrap up. 23.24. This 23,000 handle, man, very important. And we start clearing above 24,000 again on a couple of days, open and close above that. I do think that we will take out the this local high here in the 24,000 handle. And we'll have to see how the RSI and the internals look if that were to happen. So, and Ethereum, you're very welcome, Apede. Have a awesome Monday, sir, or ma'am, or whatever the hell. Let's see, we got 1580, 1680. So that's the range here, like 23, 24,000. You can see we did bounce nice of it, getting these kind of liquidation breaks. We're still getting higher highs, higher lows, so it's not terrible. But I'm still cautiously bullish right here. Bulls are not really taking the reins yet, and so I can't hang my hat all the way on the bull boner because it's just not quite erect enough. Let's see. I think that's it. Yeah, same with ES, like NASDAQ kind of rallies, making higher highs, higher lows, defending this trend line in the 200 daily. And then we will have monthly closes that should be pretty important for Wednesday show. If you're new here, we do the shows Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I'm trying to do them around like 9:30, but it will always be between 9 and 11 a.m. I'm still kind of just working out some stuff with work and my family and all of that stuff to kind of just nail down a good time. But I'm kind of targeting around 9:30. That's the one that seems to be kind of working for me the best. So I think that's what I'll be doing, about 9:30ish. So yeah, I see a few more people. If they want some tickers, if you want a ticker, put it in the troll box. Watch TNX and NASDAQ, I think, are probably the more important two charts to watch. Whoa, this just rallied a little bit. Let me zoom in on this. Oh my God, it's going to the moon. Look at this. It's up 2 pennies. Holy shit. Anyway, jokes aside, PM pressure. PMs are precious metals, if you didn't know. Pretty gnarly. They are also signaling as well with dollar and TNX that rates are here to stay, and they're here to stay a little bit higher. And I won't change my tune on that unless I see TNX break down back below 380-ish, or the dollar Dixie back below like 104. So, and I'm not listening to the Fed talk or whatever, so you can't come here and look for information like that, because I don't pay attention to those guys. I just look at the charts. I know someone was talking because my friends just send me texts. Oh, are you watching Powell and this and that? And it's like, no, dude, or whatever the hell his name is, one of the Fed guys. It's like, I don't listen to those clowns, man. I just don't really care. Those clowns aren't smarter than every single market participant looking at charts. So, all right, I think that's it. Yep, it is. Much love, guys. I got to get outside and do some lawn work and some fun shit for that. My grass spring is really kicking off here down in Texas. We're getting blue bonnets are starting to already pop up, and it's freaking the end of February. But, I guess when it doesn't get very cold, spring can come early. So, yeah, it's about to get real hot here in Texas. But, hey, that's normal. It's always hot here. We only have like 13 or 14 cold days a year, so that's fine. That's fine. I prefer that over the shoveling snow, and to each his own. If you like that lifestyle, that's cool. But yeah, I lived up in Colorado for a while, and I hated that shit, shoveling my driveway all the time. It's like, maybe if you're super rich and live in a mansion with like a heated driveway and all that crap, then yeah, all right, fine. But yeah, the cold. Ooh, I just much prefer the hot. Anyway, 23, 24 Bitcoin, 1580, 1680, Ethereum range, 12,000 above that on NASDAQ. Defend it or die. ES, this little trend line, which is about 39.50. Defend it or die. Russell, about 1880. Defend it or sell off to the next one. Dow already looks bad. Dow is actually building a kind of nasty chart here. If it loses this 32.8 area, I'd be looking for at least 500 to 1,000 points down from here. And it's the heaviest of all of them by a long shot. It never even could make a higher high all of February and part of January. So that is trash garbage for the bulls there. What the hell? It's still above the monthly. We'll look at that on Wednesday, the monthly 21. But this weekly sliced through both of the EMAs. That's usually not a good sign. And also showing that major resistance at about 33,100. So, bulls, get your shit together. If not, we're going to have to ride the bear train here. All right, guys, much love. I hope you'll have an awesome Monday and rest of the week. I'll see y'all on Wednesday morning. This has been No Noiz with Z-Rex, signing off. Peace.